Hello, everyone. Welcome to another installment of Radio Free Decipher. This is Evan coming at you from Norfolk.
And I'm Kyle. How you doing?
Coming at you with crazy hair.
That's
he deliberately put on his headphones unusually so he'd have like bed head when we were done recording
it's one of those days, Evan.
It is one of those days. It's actually a gorgeous day in Norfolk for a refreshing change of these last few weeks, and we're just kind of all going nuts being here on a Friday when it's like...
I know, everybody wants to leave, and so...
It's like Ferris Bueller's Day Off conditions outside.
Exactly. You know what? So let's give everybody a treat today.
Okay.
We're in kind of a, we're going to have a great weekend. We're going to have a barbecue at our house this weekend, all kinds of fun stuff like that. Let's let everybody have a bunch of fun this weekend, too.
All right.
Today is going to be a holiday. We're going to name it a new holiday. It is the annual...
Annual?
Sure. It'll be annual now. It'll be the annual Spoiler Day.
Okay.
We are going to spoil 12 cards today. 3 from each of the 4 games that we have. Jedi Knights, Young Jedi, Star Wars, and, of course, from the upcoming Voyager expansion.
Well, I'm actually going to get more general. I actually have got a whole bunch of general information rather than specific cards from Voyager.
So all right.
Sorry to disappoint.
Well, that's fine.
But it is all in keeping with the spoiler festivities.
All right, everybody's going to be... We're going to spoil everything.
All right, here we go.
As much as we can.
This is going to be cool.
Where should we start, Adam?
I don't know.
How about if we start off with Jedi Knights?
Okay, cool.
Jedi Knights.
Because we announced the release date today. That's huge.
Right. We did announce the release date today,
April
25th. April 25th.
That's just awesome.
That's
it's
so
finally going to be
too.
out there, and it's just
since that's going to be the next expansion, the next product out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that first.
Okay.
All right. I got 3 cards.
Cool.
Where should we start? Let's start with. Let's do this guy last. All right. We're gonna do Vader's Tie first.
Ooh.
The card is actually called, the full title is Vader's Tie Advanced Prototype.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Vader themed card.
Okay.
So those of you that know Jedi Knights,
right.
It has the little Vader head in the little theme box.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 1 deploy card for Destiny.
Okay.
It is a Starfighter Tie, has 4 power and 4 defense, and it says, it's good. Vader may play aboard. Vader's Tie is power +4. That's huge while he is aboard. While Vader's Tie is supported by 2 ties, it fires weapons at +3 to hit.
Oh, man.
That thing with Vader on board is going to take out pretty much anything.
Very cool.
That's very strong. It has 2 support icons as well.
Wow.
2 support icons.
Cool.
So that is the big, bad Vader's Tie Advanced Prototype. The next one we have is probably one of my favorite cards in Jedi Knights.
Is it?
And so I wanted to bring it on here and tell everybody about it because I really love this card.
Okay.
One of the things that everybody really loves to do when they're playing games is deck manipulation. There's, it's a very popular theme in the
there's
a
lot of deck manipulation in Voyager, actually.
Really?
But
so deck manipulation is a big theme, especially when you get to high-level tournaments. The best players all know how to do deck manipulation, and this is a deck manipulation card. It's called Pick Up Some Power Converters. The famous line, Luke's
I want to go dashing things and pick up some power converters.
Exactly. Probably one of the most whiny lines in all of Star Wars. So it's a Destiny 4 event. It's a deploy phase event, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It has a +3 tactical bonus, which is pretty big. +3s are, a huge step above a +2. So that's really good. And it says, spend up to 3 credits to draw the same number of cards and discard this event from play.
Wow.
So that's awesome. Sometimes people have a hard time drawing cards.
It's a direct conversion. You can convert those extra credits over into card draws.
Exactly. And
very
card
cool.
drawing is big, big, big in Jedi Knights. But the trade-off is you draw those 3 cards and you're giving up a 3 tactical bonus. So that's, that's a pretty crazy card. So very good. All right, the last one, another good one.
Yes, of course.
Emperor Palpatine, the Imperial Overlord. He, probably later on we're going to see an Emperor-themed deck, but this is actually a Tarkin theme, so he's working pretty good with Tarkin. He's got 3 leadership icons, 1 Destiny.
Crazy.
So 3 people can support him. That's really big. He's also got 3 deploy credits, so he deploys for 3. Has power 3 and defense of 4, so tough to hit. Says may not play weapons under here, so no weapons. May not support. So he can't support. Emperor is power +3 for each Imperial supporting him. Power
for
+3,
each.
and he's got 3 support icons.
Cool. So that could be a +9.
Right, and it's not just Trooper, it's Imperial. So, there's a million more. Yeah, exactly. While Emperor is ready and other Imperial And another Imperial leader is here. The Emperor may not be attacked. So you can't attack him if he is ready and there's another Imperial leader there.
Cool.
Monster. That guy's a monster. He's awesome. So Jedi Knights, right around the corner.
I'm so looking forward to this game. I'm so glad that it's finally going to be out there for everybody to enjoy.
You know, I was at the Grand Slam in Pasadena last week, and I was showing some of the volunteers. I had some Jedi Knights demo decks there with me, and I was showing some of the volunteers how to play. And the guys that are working for Digital Deck were there, you know, showing off the Star Trek Online CCG, and they were all going, "Man, that game's awesome!
Yeah,
I'm so buying that game." So they were really excited about it. You know, they were playing through the volunteers by proxy and just picked it up real quick and just were in love with it. So
very cool.
Yeah, good stuff. So I can't wait for that game to come out, and you know, $10,000 this year at the World Championships for Jedi Knights. It's awesome.
Wow.
So. All right.
Too cool.
Let's move on.
Okay. My turn?
Your turn.
I've got Young Jedi cards in front of me.
Oh, you're going to say Voyager for last.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right.
I got Young Jedi Reflections cards in front of me, actually. 3 cards. Let's work from the bottom of my page up.
Okay.
The first one here is a combo battle card. As you know, some of the cards that were battle cards from earlier are appearing together here. So this is a morphed, grafted version of a battle card called At Last We Will Have Revenge and Sith Force Push. So this is all together on one card. You get a 3 Destiny. You get a 3-dot power bonus. Use with any Darth Maul. Adds power bonus only if he fights any Jedi. If Darth Maul is not using a weapon, then any weapon used by your opponent in this fight is ignored. And you get that all in one shot. On a single battle card, both functions.
That's quite a bit of game text in there. Did they up that game text box?
Yeah, it looks like the lore box is gone, but other than that, it's the standard battle card template. It's just extended down into where the lore would normally be.
Awesome.
So that's just monster.
Yes, it is.
Jeez,
Strong card.
I'm wanting a Darth Maul.
Yeah, Maul decks are going to get a little more popular.
The second card I've got is one of the double impact cards. Now these are ones where you're choosing one function or the other. I believe it's 2 older cards combined on one. This card combines Dos Mechanics No Coming Here. And
how do you pronounce that?
Don't ask me to do that again. and Bombad General.
Okay.
And the text
sounds like a Gungan card.
It is a big-time Gungan card, and the text, of course, on a double impact card is the 2 cards just together on the same card. They have their separate destinies, and you know, Chuck was with us in an RFD about a month ago and discussed how those work. So there's no specific changed gameplay here other than the fact that you're now getting 2 cards on one.
It's deck efficiency.
Right, and those of you who are building a Gungan deck, now you've got 2 great things to choose from. You've either got the effect to play and add the power bonus to each of your Gungans and do the subtracting of the damage from Boss Nass and Rep Beam, or you flip it around and you combine 3 Gungans and they fight together.
I don't know.
Major efficiency.
If I'm playing Gungan, I don't see why I would not play with that card.
Absolutely not. I've seen Gungan decks here and there. I mean, I hear about them getting played a lot. I haven't run into any myself, but things like this are going to really make them start to come out even more.
Forefront. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, and as I said, last but not least is a new card that is appearing in Young Jedi Reflections, one of the foils, I guess it would be. Yoda, Jedi Instructor. This is a Coruscant character with a 4 deploy, 5 destiny. It has 4 power and gets a 2-dot bonus at the Imperial Senate, 4 damage, and its game text is a 2-dot bonus, adds power bonus to any other Jedi in a duel here.
What? Oh, wow.
So he's
the trainer.
Right, he's the trainer, Jedi Instructor. So basically you get him into play, and where your other Jedi is dueling, you get the extra dots.
So since he's going to be a foil, that means he is a Boon to Eve preview card.
Yes, it looks that way to me.
What's the set icon on there?
Give us all a preview. Fuzzy, man.
It's Sebulba.
I think it's Sebulba.
Yeah.
We're
working off a photocopy here. Basically.
Yeah, it's a photocopy that came off of the color printer, low res, and all that. So it's all kind of like glaucoma vision here.
Sure.
But I think it's Sebulba.
It's looking like Sebulba. So.
But that's pretty massive for dueling too.
Wow.
Cool.
Wow, good stuff.
Okay.
All right. Well, we've still got
2 more games to go, man.
2 more games to go, and we're it's getting good already. All right. All right. How should we do this? Should we, do you want me to do one and you to do one?
No, go for it, man.
All right. We'll just do all the Tatooine cards. We've got more Tatooine goodness. And all three of these actually are Episode 1 cards, so they'll be available in the Episode 1 environment when that starts. I'm going to start with the funniest one first.
Okay.
Gra. He's the guy that wanted the Wee-Yoopie for the whatever thing that Jar Jar was trying to eat from him. Now, here's the funny thing.
She's like the Chuba peddler or
It's
whatever.
actually a female. Yeah, the Chuba peddler.
She, that's right.
It's a female. Now, check this out. The species is called Swoke. So it's Gra the Swoke.
We couldn't be making that up.
Right. All right, so let me read the flavor text here. It says, female Swoke lives in the city of Mos Espa and runs a street corner market there, seller of Chuba. All right. Destiny 2, Alien, unique. Power 2, Ability 1, Deploy 1, Forfeit of 2. Says, once per turn, may use 1 force to target opponent's card with ability just deployed to the same site. Opponent must use 2 force or return target to hand.
Wow.
Yikes. Power +2 at Mos Espa.
Jeez.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, it is.
You want to come fight? You're going to be spending extra. Now, this is a dark side character, too, so that's pretty cool. So, that's Gra the Swoke.
Very nice.
The other two are really good sort of metagame cards. I'm using that term a lot today. The first one is an interrupt called Changing the Odds, Destiny 5. It says it's a used interrupt.
This is big, actually. I've heard about this card.
Yeah. I asked Justin, I said, which one should I talk... Or no, I was asking one of our interns, Dan Wisniewski. I was like, which of these cards are really cool, like gameplay-wise? And he's like, dude, this is the one, right? It says, if opponent just drew Battle Destiny or Destiny for Watto's Chance Cube, subtract 1 from that Destiny, or... So the first part is already pretty cool, and you would always use it, right? Destiny 5 used interrupt, come on, recycle it, right? Or if you just verified opponent's reserve deck, the first card to target verification, search that reserve deck and place 1 interrupt found there out of play.
Right.
Jinkies.
Yeah, so what this means is everybody who suddenly... Oh, I'm going to search for a docking site. Oh, look, I don't have one, but I just found out that I have 4 Destiny 6 cards in my,
Exactly.
Now there's a price attached to that.
And the wild thing is that most really high Destiny cards that are going to be in your game at the end of the, or in your deck at the end of the game are going to be interrupts that people have been
all those recycling 6s that, all those Omni boxes.
Why would you not play with this card, too? Because it's always going to have a use at some point, either... knocking down their Destiny draws by 1, or if they're doing their little cheesy boy verification, knock them for that.
And it itself is a used interrupt with 5, so it's recycling as well.
Strong card. So, and it's got Qui-Gon doing the little hand wave when Watto threw his Chance Cube, affecting the die roll. So that's pretty cool. The last card I got is an effect. It's called the Camp. Destiny 5, it's unique, so you can only have 1 on the table at a time. Says, deploy on table. Each non-battleground docking bay generates no more than 1 force for either player, period.
Wow.
So, there's all those docking bay decks going on right now, so, that's going to hamper that a little bit. Opponent's aliens deploy +1 on Tatooine, or +2 if non-unique, or to the same Tatooine site as your Jedi, or +4 if both.
Yeah. Wow.
Immune to alter.
Immune to alter?
Immune to alter.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a deploy on table immune to alter effect that you can start with at the beginning of the game with all those effects.
Right, all the grabbers.
Yep.
Cool. That's
fun stuff.
That's pretty
two really strong cards, and of course Gra the Swoke.
Gra the Swoke.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. So that's a lot of Tatooine news. And Tatooine, by the way, is not far around the corner. The Tatooine area of the website's up. We're starting to show cards. We're going to be showing a lot. People saw that the new Inquest has Obi-Wan in it. So, and his checking out his cool little icon that he has up. He's I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Up in the corner, you mean?
Yeah.
I think it's his Republic icon.
Republic icon, I believe so, yeah.
Characters that represent the new Republic. Because they're not old rebels. I'm sorry, the old Republic, because they're not rebels yet.
That's right.
Cool.
So Very cool stuff.
All right.
Very, very soon. Tatooine, I saw the
Yes,
test sheets upstairs just a little while ago, so that means they're starting to go to the printer, and the tests are back, and they will be looking over the test sheets, making some modifications, and then, it's going to be
it's a nice step in the process where we send it off to be printed, and then we get this sheet back, and we check it over for any mistakes on it before they go and make hundreds of thousands of them. Yep. So that's where Tatooine stands right now.
Excellent.
Cool.
All right. Voyager.
Standalone. Voyager standalone set. Very cool. Actually, the first thing I want to do is cover a little bit of information that has gone up on the site this week that has not been entirely understood by everybody. There's been a lot of confusion generated with a lot of the cards that we've put up this week. They've caused a lot of talk, which is good, but they've also confused a few people, so I want to straighten some of these issues out. The first is 7 of 9 and her dual affiliation nature. People have been asking, of course, if you've seen on the site, there is a non-aligned primary version of 7 of 9 and a Federation primary version of 7 of 9 because she is a dual affiliation character, and she is offered in 2 versions where those icons are reversed, and her background color is either blue for the Fed version or gold for the non-aligned version. They are the same card. They have the same number, only one of them has an asterisk in the number. I think they're both number 171 or something like that. And Calvin is nodding to me, 171. They are considered the same card for all gameplay purposes. There's no function in any set, current or previous, that cares which one of those icons is first.
The only difference is the collectibility.
The only difference is the collectability and the color backdrop. When we talk about the set having 201 total cards, 7 of 9 is only one of those 201. She is not 2 of the 201. When we talk about how they are found in booster packs, if you are, shall we say, colorblind, you don't care which one of the colors you get, then 7 of 9 is equally rare to every other rare card in the set. So you take a card like Catherine Janeway, say, hey, there's a little spoiler. Catherine Janeway is a rare card, not the ultra rare as people were expecting. If you compare her to Catherine Janeway, any color, she is equally rare. However, half of the 7 of 9s that appear in boosters are blue background and half are gold background. And that's an exact 50-50 split. There's no more frequency of one version over the other. If you are a collector, therefore, and want a specific version or both versions, the individual versions are twice as difficult to find and probably, therefore, twice as valuable when we see, how they hit the singles market. So that's what that story is all about. Trying to think of some of the other issues that have gone up.
Everybody's been asking about the ultra rare.
Yeah, the ultra rare. Well, we were on the Star Trek Online CCG last night, you and me and Bruce, having fun talking with some of the players in the message area there, and Bruce let slip, that the ultra rare is a personnel. So I know there's been some speculation that it would be a ship, maybe the Delta Flyer or something. It's not Banjo Man, the old caretaker. None of that. It is a personnel card. So we'll make sure that everybody has that same piece of information that slipped last night. You will be seeing the ultra rare next week. There's been a lot of discussion that so far all we've shown is incident cards, verb cards, and they're fun because they lay a lot of the backdrop for stuff you're going to see next week and in the time to come. What you're going to see next week, among other things, you're going to see your first Vidian personnel. Again, those guys have kind of the sickly green olive color border. You're going to see your first Kazon personnel. They've kind of got a dried blood rust color going to them. Color. You're going to see some more cards that explain what those affiliations can do. You're going to see organ theft for the Vidians. You're going to see how that all works.
Good. Am I going to be able to steal Neelix's lungs?
Absolutely.
Good.
And he would be right at the top of my list. No.
Oh man.
I have to take a moment and tell this story. I actually got to visit the sets of Voyager one day. I'm very, very grateful to the people at Paramount who made that happen. I visited during the 6th season when they were filming the episode called Barge of the Dead. And what they were doing was called pickups, where they've completed an episode and in editing have found that certain stuff isn't the way they need it to be, so they have to go back and do a brief reshoot. Usually these pickups are a simple matter of going back to get like one line that's not correct, or something that needs to be filmed in slow motion, or something that needs to be reshot for special effects purposes. What this is in the moment of B'Elanna's hallucination where the Klingons go crazy and start killing everybody in the mess hall. Specifically, they were shooting Ethan Phillips as Neelix dying, and that's it. They needed to get it in like 24 frames a second, 12 frames a second. They needed to get it in all these different frame rates for their special effects. So I got to watch Neelix be killed like 8-9 times. That was what I saw when I visited the set that day. It was very funny. It was good.
Did you get to meet 7 of 9? Jerry Ryan?
She was coming off the set. Her and Robert Picardo had just completed some pickup. As we got there, they were leaving, so I didn't really get to speak to them, no. I didn't really, frankly, get to speak to any of the actors, but I kind of got to see, what all the sets look like in person, what they look like in costume.
Sure.
It was very cool. It's an
stuff.
experience that I wish that other Trek fans out there could have, because you walked onto the set and you were just a kid in a candy store.
Sure.
Anyway, I've gone way far afield of the subject matter here, which was
Voyager.
Hey. Cards. Yeah. Stuff you're going to see next week. You're going to see stuff that supports the Kazon mechanic. They are also a very cool affiliation. We've got people's mouths watering a bit for Vidians. You're going to start to see how the Kazon work next week. They've got a card called Boarding Party that is going to appear next week. That's from the episode where they plan this huge raid to punch a hole in the side of Voyager and get on board and steal their transporter control module. There's a card all about that, and you'll get to see that next week. We will be showing another main character next week, one of the so-called bridge crew. We will be showing our first reprint next week. A lot of people have been wondering, what images did we choose for the reprints? What cards did we choose for the reprints? What that's all going to look like.
What card would you never reprint?
What card would I never reprint? Well, obviously for storyline reasons anyway, but the one card that I wish I could actually erase from the history of Star Trek CCG is Temporal Causality Loop. It's engendered all these rules questions and is not very strong to start with, and if I had the power to go back in time, ironically, given the subject matter of that card, I would unmake Temporal Causality Loop. But obviously I didn't have source material to do that again in Voyager.
Right.
Right. So anyway, you will start to see some of that stuff next week. And as far as getting a lot of incidents and not many personnel, next week, almost every day there's a personnel. I think there's one day next week where we're not scheduled to get a personnel. And as always, this was another question, why extra cards on Wednesday? For those maybe who didn't tune into Radio Free last week, we are doing extra Voyager content every Wednesday because every Wednesday from here on out is a new Voyager episode right up until the end of the series. So you tune in Wednesday night and watch your new Voyager episode, and you tune into the website here on Wednesday and get your extra Voyager content.
You got to... Evan's funny on Wednesdays. Last Wednesday, he works all day, right?
Yeah.
Hard at getting all the content up on the website, and then he goes home and just monitors all the website, monitors all the BBSs, and watches everybody talk about it.
It's
awesome.
Kind of fun.
Yeah. It's good. It's your baby. You gotta watch what people think about it. So
there you go. Big week coming up for Voyager. Watch for Oregon Theft, Boarding Party, Reprint, New Bridge Crew, and the Ultra Rare next week.
Wow.
Stay tuned.
That's awesome.
Okay, that's Spoiler Day.
Woohoo!
Fun.
That is fun.
Okay.
You know what though? I don't feel like we got a really good Voyager spoiler.
A really good Voyager.
Yeah, give us one, man. Give us one card.
Give me one card.
He's got to do this off the top of his head.
I do, because I didn't bring a printout with me. I'll tell you what my favorite card in the whole set is called Mutation. It's an interrupt that is some hyper manipulation function, actually. It is taken... I think I mentioned this before. I had to watch the episode Threshold, which... most fans will agree with me is the single worst Voyager. I love those guys that make Star Trek. They have their moments of greatness, and then they have Threshold and Spock's brain and all these classic schlocky moments. And Threshold is the episode where Paris flies warp 10 and then turns into a salamander.
Right, salamander love.
And has salamander babies with salamander Janeway.
How come that wasn't, if you reprinted Parallel Romance, that should have been...
Little salamanders on the card? No, that would have been good. So I had to watch that episode, and I was determined that if I had to watch that episode, I was going to make a card and sort of inflict that on everybody.
Sure.
That sounds nice.
Right.
It turns out that it's one of the most powerful cards in the set, actually. It's an interrupt called Mutation, and it's for mutating resources in your hand and discard pile. It's an interrupt. You play it, you discard one other card in your hand, and you draw 2 cards. Or...
Oh, so it's kind of like a 2 cards for 2 cards type deal.
Yes.
But since you're getting rid of a card that really doesn't do too much,
right,
it sort of makes your draw deck smaller. And, it speeds up your deck.
That's exactly it. And also where you've stocked maybe contingency strategies and then it turns out your opponent's not using something, or you stock, say, 5 copies of an officer because you really want to get them into play first, and then you do, and then the other 4 copies you don't need so much, so then you use Mutation and get rid of them. It's a deck liquidity engine, in a way.
Dang. That must have been you have to say this word today during our...
Liquidity?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. It also can shuffle the top 2 cards of your discard pile back into your draw deck. So it's basically a card that's all about mutating and manipulating resources from one place to another.
Is that the one with the cool picture?
And it has my favorite picture in the whole darn set. It's so disgusting. It's Tom Paris pulling his tongue out.
Oh, that's just so much good.
It's one of the viler things that we've ever put on a card since Picard getting his eye poked out in First Contact.
Right.
And I absolutely am in love with the picture. And the art department has done a superb job of making it look extra disgusting. The colors are just very vivid, and it looks like a real tongue.
Oh, that's vile.
So
enjoy.
Yeah, so everybody enjoy that, and look for all the other cool stuff that'll be going up next week.
All right, so we got Jedi Knights coming out real quick. We got Tatooine coming out real quick. We've got Young Jedi Reflections around the corner, and we've got Voyager coming out real quick with lots of good stuff coming up.
As we said, Jedi Knights release date April 25th, and do watch for all those other products we were teasing today. Should have release dates in the not too distant future.
That's right.
And watch the website for us to announce those.
All right. Hope everybody enjoyed the first annual
Spoiler Day.
Decipher Spoiler Day, and everyone have a good week.